So we'll do a little part 2 here on the water pump replacement. As you can see, we got the new pump in place there, new clamps on the lines. You know, when you go to put the cover on, you know, there's a couple of things that have to line up, and of course behind there, this is a gear-driven water pump. So when you're trying to fit the cover back on, you kind of got to move the impeller a little to get the gear to match up with the, you know, the gear behind it. So that's something to consider there. And also, this is, well, it's a spline shaft. So when you're putting the cover on, this also has to mesh with the shaft that's coming out of the clutch as well. So you kind of got to get this spline shaft lined up. You got to get that gear in there lined up, get all these tubes and everything out of the way. That's why I said, you know, if you can, tie them out of the way with a zip tie. And new gasket, obviously there's an O-ring gasket that goes under here. Of course, your rebuilt water pump there. This is the drain for the water pump that has a new crush washer on it. That happened to be in the wrong place if you watched the first video, but anyway, make sure you get the crush washer under there, and don't forget to hook your starter bolts back up here after you get the cover all torqued down. Not too much to refilling it. I refilled it slowly, and then I squeezed the lines, you know, to get as much air out of there as you can. It's 1.27 quarts, just over a quart of antifreeze. Now, I noticed the gaskets on this cap were kind of, I mean, the bike is pretty old. It's a 99, so I went to order a cap for Max BMW, and they were out of it, and there was a lot of places out of them. So I finally did find a cap, but they're not cheap. I don't know how many are left out there, or if, you know, maybe somebody knows what will match up with that cap, but I did find one. So you can get to it from the bottom here after you put the gas tank and everything on. So I might just do that. It's kind of a pain, though, because you can't get a grip on it. I might just wait, see, and wait till it gets here, although I do need the lift. Well, we'll see about that. But anyway, not a big deal there, but I would say while you're in there, I mean, something that always annoyed me about the bike is when you put the kickstand down, it kills the motor. And, you know, I've been riding all these years. We never had that before. Okay, I get it. You know, you don't want to, you know, for safety reasons, you know, you can do that. But a lot of people don't like it. So anyway, the quick fix to that is there's a connector that goes into right here. You can't miss it. There's a 3-wire connector on one side of it, and there's 2 wires going into that connector on the other side. Of course, I cut the connector off on this side. There's only 2 wires that are going in here, and all you do, unplug this, cut the connector off, strip the wires back, make sure you solder it. Don't just twist them together with a you know, a wire nut. I wouldn't suggest doing that. Make sure you solder them, and now you have, now the bike won't shut off when you put the kickstand down. I mean, sometimes you're just doing something real quick, and you don't want to keep restarting the bike. So anyway, I much prefer that. Anyway, that was no big deal. So that's just another little option if you want to hardwire that in and get rid of it, the side stand switch, and there you go. It's right there. It's easy to get to. It only takes a minute to do. So basically that's it. I got wires here I hooked up a voltage, you know, just a gauge here so I can make sure, because sometimes the regulators are an issue on these bikes if you can't keep them cool. The regulators tend to overheat because they put them underneath the seat. And so that's the stock location for the regulator. And as you can see, of course, the seat goes over the top of this. There's no wind getting in there. And the regulators are finned, obviously, because they have to dissipate quite a bit of heat. Well, the fix for that is just to, I mounted it under this cover, and the connectors generally do reach, so you can relocate it over here by the air snorkel. And the air snorkel for the air cleaner. And what happens is, as you're going down the road, it's drawing air across that regulator, you know, into the air box. So, you know, you've got something drawing heat away from that regulator, except, you know, as I was saying, in here, it just gets hot. There's no air going to it, and it did happen to me the other day, too. I had that fail, and I had heard about that failure before and had a spare with me. So I hooked up the spare, and some nice gentleman was kind enough to give me a jump, and boom, I was on my way. And by the time I got home, it was charged. But, you know, with that said, I needed to find a fix for that, because, you know, you don't know when it's going to fail. If you've got to get some air to that thing, I could even drill some holes in the side of this so the air is pushing through here as well. But I don't think I'm going to need to. Other people have done it this way as well. You know, so you can get air moving across that regulator. So I don't anticipate issues with it, but that is something. Anyway, there it is. I got to put the gas tank back on. And that's one maintenance job I was wanting to get out of the way. I thought I might wait till winter, but it was leaking a little, so I thought, okay, let's just get it done. And kind of glad I did, because the shaft and the water pump seals were shot. So anyway, there you go. Not too much more to it than that. I hope everybody's having a good day, and thanks for watching.